To this now, police have celebrated the life of a police officer who died in a road crash alongside 9 inmates last week. The crash happened when Sergeant William Lelaka was transporting 11 inmates from the Mokopane police holding cells to Mokgophong Magistrate's court. The police van collided with a heavy-duty truck. SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi has more for us.
Friends, family and colleagues have described slain police officer Sergeant William Lelaka as a committed officer who dedicated his life to resolving crime. Lelaka passed on last week Friday during a fatal crash on the R101 road between Mokopane and Mookgophong. This as he was transporting about 11 inmates from the holding cells in Mokopane to Mookgophong, where they were due to appear before that court. Today, friends and family have gathered before this hall in behind me to memorialize his life. Part of them are unions that represent police officers. Right now, we're joined by a representative of SABC here in Limpopo, Mr. Kope. Mr. Kope, thank you so much for your time. You were inside the hall as family and friends were paying their last tributes. What's your message? He sounds like somebody who was committed to fighting crime.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us as SABC. Yes, in Limpopo, we are saddened by the passing of our member, Mr. Dinyako Sergeant. And it's very sad that to see the family who lost their loved one, who dedicated his life in fighting crime. However, we want to be categorically clear in regard to the issue of what transpired the day in question of the accident. Yes, accident is an accident, which in the simple way is that it's unforeseen cause of an event that has to happen. It's just unfortunate that we have to lose lives. And one can imagine that a life of one member in SAPS, that is equivalent to 10,000 people that he's supposed to be saving. And the shortage and the losing that member is very painful.
Let's talk about the manner in which the life was lost. What is your response as SABC? I understand he was transporting about 11 inmates between these two police stations. What's SABC's view of what happened on that specific day?
Thank you very much. SABC's view is that we should let investigation to take its course. Hence, we don't know what transpired the day in question. We don't want to be acting on speculations as to this might have happened, that might have happened. We believe that we've got an expert within SAPS who will be able to deal with the matter and to unearth the truth as to what transpired. However, one should also put in mind that indeed he was alone in the vehicle the day in question. And one will also answer to that in this fashion. One will say, if he was with someone else, we should have been today having a double tragedy. I'm not saying that other inmates are less of importance. However, we have lost one life. That life is many, is way too many. Today we'll be crying with more than one family. And I think this is a God's calling to say that perhaps for stopping other people to travel with him might have saved their lives. And for now, we are saying as SABC, let's allow the department to do its work. But the most important things, these are kind of deaths that can be avoidable. We are saying this as SABC, looking at issue because now the community will be asking why the cells of Mookgophong are not working. Not only Mookgophong, including other police stations. This is the issue myself as a negotiator that we have been putting before SABC, where we are dealing with the issue of dilapidated buildings, where public works does not seem to be coming to party, and dealing with the issue of austerity measures. Now, you cannot be saving money out of people's lives. This is one of the results of the very same method that they're applying, because our members will not be tired, will not be every day traveling to Mokopane. We believe that court of Mookgophong is just at the back opposite of the police station. It's just a walk through, and that should have been avoided. But we can assure you that we are not going to leave no stone unturned until we deal with this issue to the latter. Thanks very much.
As members of the media, we were told that there were renovations ongoing in terms of the holding cells in Mookgophong. Have you had an update in terms of how far that process is and when inmates will be relocated back into those holding cells?
Yes, we are told of the renovation, hence we cannot be able to comment much on that, because now what we have to do as SABC, as I'm so part of the task team, that I must make sure that they're in good standard in making sure that inmates can be able to be relocated and be within that particular cells. Because we must bear in mind that cells that also not in good condition who seems to be carrying the consequences. Our own members, because we are going to have escapes, and our members get charged and get dismissed ultimately. Hence, now it is the issue of the building that has been dilapidated, which now the commanders were very much aware of.